finale of season 4 of The Walking Dead, you know what we're going to say. Turn this off because we're going to spoil it for you.
Turn it off. It's going to be spoiled.
Episode 16?
16.
Entitled A. We've seen it. If you haven't, don't watch this because you don't want to know what happens.
Hey everybody, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jessica.
And we are...
Two Dead Girls.
Two Dead Girls. So, we're at episode 16 of season 4, which is the season finale, and it's entitled A. Just A.
This is it. It's over.
A.
A.
Alright.
It's a Bonfarelli.
How you doing?
How you doing?
So it starts off with the flashback to the prison, and I was my little awe moment was Herschel, like seeing Herschel. I was like, aw, Herschel. That was kind of cool. They put him in the finale.
I know.
Yeah.
I was so happy and so sad at the same time.
Yep.
Poor Herschel.
Poor Herschel. But it was cool that everybody kind of got to be in this finale, like Beth, and, you know, even though we haven't seen them in the past few episodes, we got to see them in the finale, which was nice.
I know. I got all misty again, seeing Herschel's sweet face.
I know, you probably did. So, so they cut to a shot of Rick sitting up against a car, like covered in blood, and just looking crazed, and like alone, and you know something is going to happen, and I'm just like, bring it.
Like bloody knuckles, and I'm going, well, what, you know, because they haven't even gotten into it yet. I mean, we saw little teasers leading up to this, because that's what they showed on The Walking Dead and Talking Dead from last week. We were just kind of like, well, why is he just sitting there, and why isn't anybody with him?
Right.
That's what I worried about.
So it's Rick, Michonne, and Carl around a campfire, just talking, shooting the breeze. Rick is teaching Carl how to set rabbit traps.
Yeah. I thought that was neat. I really liked how Carl kind of asked Rick, what are we going to do when we get to Terminus? Like, what are we going to tell them about us? Mm-hmm. You know, and what if they ask us who we are? And Carl kind of poses the question, who are we?
Right.
And really, at this point, I don't think anybody knows who they are anymore. I mean, they touched on it during the Talking Dead. It's like, these people in this season are so far removed from who they were at the beginning of the show. I don't even want to say maybe so from the beginning of the season, but they're so different.
Right. So they get up and they're heading out, and Rick tells Michonne that he's almost healed. She asks him, and so you kind of know that Rick is almost back to normal.
He's feeling ready.
He's feeling good. And then they hear screaming in the distance. This was my
Carl runs toward the scream.
Of course he does. But this was my WTF moment.
Me too.
No. Well, there weren't really that many to choose from because of the other reactions that we chose to film in this video this week. So this was a good one, I felt like.
This was a really good graphic kind of dirty one.
It was a lot of walkers on top of one guy, and they pretty much just ate his eyeball or whatever. Like, that was the first bite right into his eye socket. And it was pretty gross. I wasn't expecting it.
This is the perfect moment for me to say how badly I would love to be an extra on this show.
Yeah.
Just for stuff like that.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
I would so love to do it.
So that since that was both of our WTF moments this week, we're going to put it in right here to show you.
What the?
Right.
Nice boots, Michonne. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Who is it? Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, they saw him. They saw him.
Holy shit! Where's he gonna shoot? Oh my god! Oh my god! Uh-oh. So then these walkers see Rick or Carl, I don't know. They see somebody and they start going toward them.
I know. What was that about? They see him. They see him.
Mm-hmm. And when
what is that?
they show him,
they were kind of quick.
They were quick. There was a lot of them too. Like when they flashed back to them on the railway, like running from them, there was a herd of them following. I was like, I didn't realize there was that many.
Yeah, there were a lot of them. And then they were walking right towards a whole nother little group. What did they call them on The Talking Dead? Ladies who lunch.
Ladies who lunch. I love it.
They were having their little lunch, and they were walking towards a whole nother group of walkers. So
yep.
They had them in the front and in the back.
So they stumble upon this blue van, blue truck-ish type van.
Good place to stay for the night,
yeah.
Just to kind of catch your breath for a little while, I guess.
And then they're sitting around the campfire talking about Terminus. And Michonne says, "What do you think it is? Do you think it's legit?" Like,
yeah.
And all of a sudden,
oh god,
there's a gun to Rick's head. Totally caught me off guard. Was not expecting it at all.
It really did, because part of me almost felt like the angle that he came in at. Don't you think that Michonne would have seen him coming?
Right.
I mean, they did hear something in the brush before it happened. They all kind of reacted to hearing something, and then they just kind of like, whoop, they brushed it off.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, there's a gun pointed at Rick's temple, and everybody is surprised. And I was just kind of like, well, I kind of felt like they let their guard down a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, they absolutely did. Joe says to Rick, he says, "You screwed up." So Joe's got the gun to his head and he's talking all his smack. And he mentions that it's New Year's Eve and who's gonna do the countdown. So that kind of puts some perspective into what the time is right now.
Yeah, what the time frame is. And
yep.
I find it fascinating that there's even somebody that's still paying attention to it.
Right.
Or that's counting it.
And then right in the nick of time, Daryl walks in.
Well, that's what I kept saying to myself. As soon as we saw Joe and everybody else, I said to myself, well, where is Daryl?
I kept saying it, I know.
And as soon as Daryl came into frame, the first thing that I said out loud was, say claimed. Claimed.
Wait,
them.
When you see my reaction to this, you're going to hear me say that. It's hysterical. I said the same thing.
Yep. My reaction with you, I said, say claimed. Say claimed.
Yep.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah. So Daryl tries to get them out of it. He says, these are good people. Let them go. And they...
want blood. Here's take,
terrible.
Take my blood.
Terrible. And in the meantime, there's that bigger guy's on the ground rustling around with Carl, just like teasing him and punching him. And
God, Lisa, I wanted to vomit. I swear to God, I have never been more uncomfortable watching this show ever, from the very, very start of it. And there has been some screwed up stuff that has happened. Never have I actually said the words, I think I'm going to be sick. I really felt like I was going to be sick. I was so upset, even more upset than the whole Lizzie Mika thing.
Right.
There's been some crazy stuff this season.
Yep. So that was disturbing. In the meantime, they're kicking the shit out of Daryl. I felt terrible. I'm like, they better not kill him. Like, I was, ugh.
They're beating up Daryl, and then, oh God, what does he say? Teach him all the way.
Right.
Teach him all the way. And watching last week's episode back, you remember how we were surprised that that Joe and the gang actually killed that guy that screwed with Daryl with the rabbit? That's what he said to him, or said to everybody else before they started teaching him a lesson. teach him all the way. So
Okay.
when they said, teach him all the way, meaning Daryl, I said, they're just going to kill him.
Right.
And Rick is just standing there completely stunned, and then he headbutts Joe.
That was a good move.
It was fantastic. I was so excited that he did that.
Yep.
But, I mean, for a good, 30, 40 seconds, I'm going, Rick, wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up.
Because his ears were ringing.
Yeah, his ears were ringing because of the gunshot.
But so Joe gets him in a headlock again and says, what are you going to do now? Now what are you going to do? And I was not by any means expecting what happened to happen.
Never in a million years did I think that was actually going to take place.
Nope, not at all. Rick, I saw something on Facebook today. It says Rick Grimes takes a bite out of crime. And he really did.
Like McGruff the crime
Yep.
dog.
So I think we both have reactions to that, so we can insert them here so you guys could see our reactions.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to get really bad now because when they put that back up, they're like letting you know this before the next break is going to be crazy. Come on, Carl. Come on, Carl. Oh, God. I'm going to throw up. No, Rick, come on.
Come on. Let's see what you got.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be sick. Oh my God, Rob.
What the hell are you gonna do now, sport?
Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Get a gun.
Yes. Oh my God.
Let the boy go.
Get him, fucking get him. Oh God. Oh my God. I don't even want to know what that looks like. Oh. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh my God. He was gonna rape him.
Well, it's how you all would know. Sad to say.
Oh my God.
You never know who's
Could you believe that?
the untold
Yeah, I can believe it 'cause they're sickos.
No, that he bit him in the neck.
Oh, that was awesome.
Hearing me. You screwed up, asshole.
Shut up!
You hear me? You screwed up.
Where's Daryl? Shut up. Where's Daryl? Oh, come on.
Hold
What?
up. You're stopping me on 8, Daryl.
Say claimed. Yes, say claimed.
Just hold up. This is the guy that killed Lou, so we got nothing to talk about.
Oh,
The thing
no.
about nowadays is we got nothing but time. Say your piece, Daryl. It's a lie.
Come on.
Teach him, fellas. Teach him all the way.
Shut up. What is going on?
You get yours. Just wait your turn.
Oh. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Let the boy go.
Oh my God. Oh. Good. Good. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Oh my God. That was tough. So that was a pretty intense, crazy moment. Michonne shoots the gun. Carl's on the ground, and the guy kind of has the knife at Carl's neck now because he sees that Rick killed Joe. Ugh. But
And with like, I don't want to say with complete disregard for Carl's safety, because I know that Rick knew that this guy was shaking in his boots.
right,
I know that Rick knew that this guy was scared, you know, shitless, and he would do absolutely nothing to Carl at this point because he just witnessed a massacre from, you know,
Right.
essentially people that were pretty much unarmed. Let's face it. And the fact that Rick just walked right up to him and gutted him.
yep,
I'm so happy that they didn't show that, because I love when they do stuff like that. Like something is not within view and you can just kind of hear it and your imagination kind of just goes crazy.
yep. And Carl was just looking at him like with this look in his eyes, like, wow, like he was shocked seeing what Rick did.
Well, skipping forward to the next scene, when Daryl says, "What happened to you? That isn't you." I think everybody was really shocked. Like, I don't think anybody thought Rick was capable of it. And
Right.
and talking with my husband today, like after we had recovered from everything that happened, I said that was a Shane move.
Yep,
That's something that Shane would have done and wouldn't have given it a second thought.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Rick is like the new Shane, and this is everything that Shane wanted Rick to be.
yep.
And now he is it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Incidentally, on The Talking Dead, they did say that the bite that Rick took out of Joe's neck was raw chicken and fake blood. So that's kind of gross to think of.
I know Greg Nicotero actually gave him the option of having cooked chicken or raw chicken, and he chose the raw chicken.
Well, he said, what would be more realistic? The raw chicken. Then that's what I'll be having. So then Michonne has Carl in the van. She's trying to, you know, get him some rest and just calm him down a little bit. And they hear Daryl and Rick talking outside, sitting up against the car. This was a nice conversation.
I know, when Rick told Daryl, "You're my brother."
Yep.
Oh, God.
That was very nice. I really liked it. That would have been my second awe moment.
Yeah.
I really liked how Daryl told the story about how he's like, I was with Beth, and he's like, is Beth dead? He's like, she's just gone.
He's just gone. Can I just say, we weren't trying to read any spoilers, or we weren't trying to, but you know, I mean, you read things here and there, and I really expected to see Beth at some point in this episode.
Right.
Whether it be alive or dismembered, there's been speculation all over every board, every blog, every vlog of people with their opinions. Everybody was sure. That was the one thing this episode that I was counting on, was seeing Beth.
Yep.
Just because of everything that everybody's been saying, and we did not see her except in flashbacks.
Yep.
So, you know, kudos to them for leaving us hanging, as they usually do.
That made me mad. So Daryl tells Rick about Joe's code and that he didn't know those guys were like that.
Yeah.
And Rick just basically tells him, it's not on you, Daryl, you know.
You know, Rick understands.
Yeah.
You know, Rick completely gets it.
Yep. So the next morning, they're on their way to Terminus.
Right.
And Rick tells Michonne, I'm okay. And she goes,
Yeah, well,
Go-
he first he asks her, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then she didn't say anything else, and he goes, "Well, I'm okay." And she's like, "I know you are." "Well, how do you know that I'm okay?" And she said, "Well, because I'm okay."
yep.
Like, there's this unspoken, I
Yeah.
don't know, communication between the two of them.
There's a
Like, how-
connection of some sort, yes.
Yeah, there really is, and I like that. I kind of like that we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Gives
I agree.
Something to really look forward to.
Yep. So they get to Terminus a lot sooner than I thought they were going to, because at first he said, "Oh, we're like a day away. We'll be there by sundown or whatever." And all of a sudden they're there right away.
Yeah.
And he says, "Let's spread out and see what we see." So they spread out and they're kind of looking through the fence and
I thought that was a stupid move. I'm
Yes.
like, why are you going to spread out?
Yep.
You know?
and Michelle tells Carl the whole story about how Andre died.
Well, she didn't really say how Andre died. She said what happened to Mike and Terry.
Right.
She didn't really get into exactly how Andre died, as you and I have speculated that possibly the two of them had, eaten him, whether
That's
they
what I got from it, yeah.
or whatever. We know that they were high
Yeah.
when they burned, and I thought it was really interesting how she tied in that she didn't kill them, she let them turn, and she told Carl what she had done, and she cut off their arms so they couldn't scratch, she broke their jaws so they couldn't bite, because Carl was kind of looking at his father even after he saved him from being raped. We know it was going to happen. Carl had a look on his face like, "Dad, what the hell are you doing?" And Michonne kind of in a way told Carl like she understood what happened because she did something very similar. Like she went off the deep end completely when it came to her son, and that's just what Rick did.
And she says that Andrea brought her back, and then Rick brought her back, and that he brought her back.
Yes.
So that was I thought it was a really nice, it was just a nice moment. And, just to let Carl know that there's nothing wrong with what happened to Rick. It's just.
Right. You don't have to be scared of him. You
Right.
don't have to be scared of me.
Yep.
Just what this world does to you.
So they kind of are staking out Terminus, and Rick buries that bag of guns underground, which I am thinking that they're probably going to go back to in the next season.
Yeah. Or I was thinking, since we don't know exactly where Carol and Tyrese are, what if they happen to stumble upon the guns? And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Tyrese is a terrible shot. It's going to be up to Carol to save everybody.
Well, that could be. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So what was your zombie kill, you said?
My zombie kill was just after the first break. Right after the guy with the glasses was surrounded. And they were running, they had just started walking away from the ladies who lunch. And it was the zombie that was kind of half melted into the grass.
All right.
Yeah, Michonne came up and she just got him right in the head. And there's just something about the way she flicks the blood off her sword at the end of it that made me say, wow. How about you? What was yours?
Mine were the ladies who lunch.
Ah.
So we're going to insert our favorite zombie kill right here for you guys.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Oh. I love how she flicks her sword.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a lot following them.
I'm sorry, if there's a fresh body there, how many of them are getting up and chasing?
Right?
You know? Like, oh, I don't like this cheeseburger, I want another one.
All right, so that was our zombie kills. We didn't have very many to choose from this week. But we did still have one. So the four of them hop the fence to Terminus, and they go in this back door, which leads them into a warehouse of some sort.
And again, nothing is guarded.
No,
There's nobody anywhere.
nowhere.
Just feel free to hop the fence.
So I don't even really know. What were they doing in that warehouse? It looked like they were making the Terminus signs.
They were making signs. There was obviously the radio broadcast
Right.
that was going on that Daryl and Bob and everybody heard on the radio when they were going on a run.
The robotic lady.
The robotic lady, which I thought was a pre-recorded message. Obviously, it's not. They are continuing to put out this radio signal.
Yep.
They have some type of communication.
Gareth comes forward and he says, we're introduced to Gareth, who is like going to be a big character in season 5 from what I hear. And he's like
Right.
this tall, skinny, nerdy looking guy. Seems nice enough up front. You know, he's like, are you guys going to rob us?
Right, yeah, and I remember saying to my husband when, when he told everybody to lower their weapons, and then ultimately he gave the weapons back to him, I'm like, oh, well, all right, Gareth isn't so bad.
That's what I said. I know.
He's not like the governor.
Right.
The governor took Michonne's weapon and wasn't going to give it back to her.
Yep. And he says, we came for sanctuary. Is that what you've come for? And they all said yes.
Right.
And they get the pat down. And then they're taken to the welcome wagon.
Mary.
Mary's cooking something up on that barbecue.
Cooking some big old piece of meat on that barbecue.
Big chunks of meat, I will say that, yes. But did you notice that they were all handed a plate, but nobody ate it? Nobody ate it.
No one ate it. No one ate it yet. But I noticed that there was a woman that
Eating.
was sitting in the area of the welcome wagon, and she wasn't exactly eating. She was kind of rocking, and it was almost like when you see those horrible videos from PETA, like of a caged animal. She was just, picking at her plate and rocking back and forth.
Yep.
So I said, here we have it.
So they're all handed a plate, and they're shooting the breeze, and Michonne says, why do you let people in? And he said, Alex, or whatever the guy's name is, he says, the more we have, the stronger we are, or something to that sort. And then Rick spots Herschel's watch, and I just about lost it.
Yep. I said to myself, this is it. This is where the shit's gonna hit the fan.
So we're going to insert our reactions right here to Rick seeing Herschel's watch, because we both had a reaction, and then we'll talk about it more when we come back.
That's Herschel's watch. That's Herschel's watch.
Where the hell did you get his watch?
Oh, God. That's Herschel's watch.
Yeah, they're all in their own guns. They're all armed.
Oh, fuck.
What is going on? What did he have?
Where the hell did you get his watch?
Oh no! That was Herschel's watch that Glenn had.
Where did you get the watch?
I got it off of a dead one. I didn't think you'd need it.
What about the riot gear? The poncho?
Got the riot gear off the deck. Found the poncho on the
That was what happened when we saw Herschel's watch. But then when I saw somebody wearing Glenn's riot gear and somebody wearing Maggie's poncho, I was like, this is not good. Like I was like, could they possibly kill off this many people? Like I wasn't sure what was going to happen at that point.
I flipped out.
Yeah.
I flipped out, and I didn't notice the riot gear. I didn't notice anything until Rick said, where'd you get the riot gear?
Right.
Where'd you get the poncho? And I said to myself, oh my God, are they all dead?
Right. So Gareth comes out and he says, well, you don't trust us now. So
Right.
what are we going to do here? And the sniper shoots is Alex? Was that his name? Alex?
Yes.
The sniper shoots Alex,
Yep.
which I don't understand why the sniper shot Alex.
I don't understand it either. I don't understand where they get their priorities from. Like who's going to be dinner and who's going to be, helpful.
Right.
I don't get it.
So they start shooting at them, and come to find out is that they're not really shooting at them. They're hurting them through this
Yep.
space to get them where they want them.
I'm saying to my husband, like, these people are, crappy shots. They don't know how to shoot. And then as soon as they pass that tarp, with the human remains, I said to myself, they're hurting them. They're leaving them somewhere.
Yes.
They're not shooting them on purpose.
So as they're running through, they run through the candle room with all the memorials. It looks like a memorial room, kind of, which is a little disturbing considering what they do. But I guess we'll find out.
There are tons of names on the floor. I want to know whose names are on the floor.
Lots of people. Lots of people. But I think we might be seeing more of all of this in the next season, so hopefully we'll get some answers. But where they end up is surrounded. And I'm amazed at how many people are at Terminus.
Yes, because last week we thought to ourselves, how could there be only one woman there in Terminus? How is there only one lady just sitting there with her sunflowers and her barbecue?
Right.
No, there are a lot of people at Terminus. You know what it reminded me of in a really sick way? When Dorothy Gale walks out into Oz and she thinks she's all by herself, and the Munchkins just lift their heads up and they giggle, and then they tuck back down. And I said to myself, there are a lot of people there.
Yep.
It's not going to be good.
So he makes them put all their weapons down and tells them to walk over to the train car. Ringleader. What does he call him? Ringleader. Archer.
Archman.
Samurai.
Samurai. And the kid.
And at one point, after they were all lined up by the train car, I was a little worried that they were going to do something to Carl. So they left all their weapons on the ground, which I'm pissed off about now because Daryl doesn't have his arrow. Michonne doesn't have her sword. It's just, I don't know what they're going to do now. Even if they were to get out, they'd have no weapons. So he tells them to, one by one, in the order that they were called in, to go into the train car.
Right.
And they do.
Henrik said, I'm not going in without my son.
Yep.
And then finally he told him, he's going to join you in there, or he's going to die out here now. So just basically, do what I tell you to do, and he ultimately does.
Right.
Gareth does let him go into the train car with them.
Right.
But he was walking so slow. I was saying the whole time, I'm going, Carl, hurry up and just get in there. Get in there.
I was worried that he was going to do something stupid, like try and shoot at one of them, or I don't know.
Right.
But
as soon as they started to near the train car and I saw the packets of powdered milk, I began to get really, really hopeful. It was at that point that I knew, I don't know if I knew that it was Glenn and them in there, but I knew that they were not going to be alone in the train car as soon as I saw the packages of powdered milk.
So they go into the train car, and people start walking from the other side, and I was like, who is it? Who is it? And it's Glenn's group. And I believe it was the whole group, right?
It was definitely everybody, and as people were coming into the light, it was funny to see Rick's reaction to Abe.
Yep.
But who the hell is this guy?
But they said, he's our friend, he saved our lives, and Daryl said, well then he's our friend too. Daryl said that, which was huge for me. I feel like that was really big for him to say that.
I agree. I thought that was tremendous. I thought that was fantastic that he said that. And the last person you saw was Eugene, and as we were counting down the people, I'm going, okay, there's Glenn, there's Maggie, there's Tyrese, there's so-and-so, and in my head I just kept saying to myself, well, where's Eugene? Where's Eugene? And he was the last person that I saw. I don't know if I physically saw Rosita. I'm just assuming that she's there.
Yeah, I didn't see her either, but I'm assuming she's there. Yeah. So we're gonna insert our reactions right here to Rick seeing the rest of his group, because it was just a cool moment.
Powder milk. There's people in there.
Get at the door. Ringleader, Archer, Samurai, in that order.
Carl, please. Please.
Go, kid.
Okay. Who else is in there? It's Glenn. Maggie.
You're here.
Who else is with them?
You're here.
Bob. Tara. Who else? Abe. We don't know him.
They're our friends.
Oh, there's Eugene.
They help save us.
Hey. Now the friends are ours.
Uh-oh. Who is it? Oh.
You're here.
They help save us.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Now the friends are ours. For however long that'll be. They're screwing with the wrong people.
What?
What did you think was gonna happen? It's a season finale.
They're screwing with the wrong people. So Rick says, what does Rick even say? He says, you know, they're going to be sorry when they find out. And
I'm going, what?
I know.
What?
And who says it? Abe Ford? When they find out what?
Yeah.
And Rick says, you know, that they're screwing with the wrong people.
Yeah.
Oh, how is that possible? They're stuck in a train car with no weapons.
Rick's got this newfound confidence. I thought it was hilarious. Chris Hardwick said, well, he's still coming off the rush of biting that guy in the jugular. You know, and it's really true. Like, every episode, Rick realizes just exactly what he's capable of.
Right.
He's gaining, and again, I keep going back to Shane. You know, Shane wouldn't have given it a second thought. And, you know, Rick was always so cautious, and we don't have Shane anymore. Now Rick has become him.
Right.
He doesn't think twice. He just really acts on instinct now.
Yep. I like this Rick.
I like this Rick.
He's doing stuff. He's getting the job done. That's what he needs to do. He needs to come back to protecting his people, whatever it takes.
Yep.
And that's what he did. No, I guess he doesn't need any weapons. He could just bite their necks.
He's gonna bite him. Ow, ow, ow.
So this was the season finale, and to be honest, I think I was expecting a little more. I don't know what I was expecting, but my husband yelled and he said, "It's the season finale. What do you expect?" But
Well, you know what I have to say? I'm really happy that nobody was a casualty. Like, Joe and his group needed to die.
right,
Did. You know, so we had deaths.
Right.
But it wasn't a main character.
right,
I was fully expecting to see Beth, like I said before. I don't know if this happened before we had technical difficulties, but I was expecting to see Beth in some state, whether it be, you know, as a
Right.
multi-being, as a meal. I was expecting to see Beth because we all
Or
had the
somebody.
chatter online of what was going to be happening in
Right.
Terminus. I think that might be the only thing that I'm disappointed in, because I had the expectation of seeing where Beth was.
I know, I understand that a season finale is a season finale and they leave you hanging, but they're screwing with the wrong people? Really? Like, where's Carol and Tyrese? Where's Beth? Like, I just wanted a few more answers, just a few more, just to make sure. But it's what is it, 182 days away until the next season premiere, so.
October 12th,
Yeah.
I think we posted on our Facebook page.
Yep.
I mean, you know, are we leaving it up to Carol and Tyrese to save the group?
Oh,
are
gosh.
they the outsiders? Are they in Terminus? I love how they call them the termites.
Right.
I think that's fantastic. That's a great name for them. Little bugs that they are. But I'm saying to myself, you know, Tyrese couldn't shoot a fish in a barrel. How are Carol with a baby and Tyrese with, no shooting technique. How are they gonna break them out?
Right. Unless Rick has a weapon hidden that we don't know about, but they patted them down. But I don't know. Rick was shoving stuff everywhere, so I don't know. Rick has a plan, and I'm looking forward to see what it is. So it's going to be a long season until we see something else.
But you guys, please, continue to watch us, because we're gonna continue discussions, whether it be, on characters or past episodes. We're gonna do some really fun tags. Check back on us, because just because Walking Dead's on a hiatus doesn't mean that Two Dead Girls is gonna be taking a break.
So we have a lot of cool stuff coming up on this channel. Some tags and some maybe starting at episode 1 again. I had maybe we could every week go through one character at a time and just kind of talk about that character in depth and what we think and everything else. I don't know. But some good ideas. If you guys have any ideas, leave them below for us and we'll make sure to cover it. It was an action-packed season finale, I will say that.
It really was.
Yep.
It really was. And I just wanted to, again, to say, and I say it every episode, thank you everybody for watching, for
Yep.
liking, for subscribing, for sharing, for favoriting. It really means a lot to us, and we really hope that you guys are enjoying it, because we are enjoying doing this
Yep.
very much.
Absolutely. We actually got recognized in the community of Walking Dead vloggers. What's the vlogger's name?
His name is Adik1, A-D-I-K. Oh gosh.
We're going to link it. We'll link it below.
We were featured in a compilation video.
It's kind of fun.
Video of The Grove, our reactions.
Our reactions to Lizzie dying.
Yeah, it was Lizzie. It was everybody finding out that Lizzie killed Mika.
Right.
It was Lizzie killed Mika compilation, and they featured my channel individually, which is It's Hippie Chick, and then they brought us back to Two Dead Girls. So we both got on to the compilation.
That was fun.
With some other really amazing reactions. So he's really good about listing everybody that was reacting to it. So go check them out and subscribe to everybody that's on that compilation.
I will link it below for you guys in case you want to check that out. If you have kids in the room and you're going to watch it, don't have them in the room, because there is a lot of swearing in that video in particular. So I'm just putting that out there right now. But yeah, that's all we have this week. This has been fun for this season. I'm looking forward to the next season, and I'm looking forward to the spin-off to The Walking Dead that's coming in 2015. If Robert Kirkman is co-writing it, then we're covering it. So I'm excited about that. They said that that's going to be in, Walking Dead will have its run, and then in the downtime, this show will be on, so that you always constantly have something to see, which is smart. So we're excited about that.
Zombies.
Yep.
A year's worth of zombies, no hiatuses.
So that's all we have this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and like we said, leave your comments below or any ideas that you have for us. And thank you for watching and subscribing. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. All those links will be below.
As always, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Lisa.
And we are
Two Dead Girls.
Bye, guys.
Bye.